Right, hello. This is the video on how to do planetary interaction I promised you guys quite a little while ago. So what I'm going to show you today is how to make a production planet so that we can produce one product, a tier 3 I think it is, in quantity. So what I've got already set up is I'm having a little look at the map, and what I've already done is I've already found two planets to show for this example, one of them being an ocean planet and one of them being a lava planet, and they're both in R97, right next door to where I am. So I'm going to take close the map first. I'm going to take a normal Covoops transport ship. Don't use the specialist PI ship because it's not cloaky and it's pretty useless when we're doing any sort of PI in low sec or 0.0. We want to be doing it in something that can cloak up, preferably, because you're going to have your head stuck into a planet. So we're going to drag and drop those in there, and we're going to get on our way to R97 to start placing this down. Now the main thing we want to be thinking about when we're doing planetary interaction and the way of making the most amount of money is to be producing quality and quantity at the same time. So you want to be producing as much of one product of the highest value you can. It's useless trying to produce a lot of the lowest value, because you just end up with a ton of M3 that is really hard to transport, especially when you're in 0.0 or something like that. So the idea behind it is to get high quality and as much as possible, reducing the amount of material have to move, but also meaning that you're not wasting any of your product before you get to sell it. Right, I'll jump into R97 and we're just gonna get into somewhere nice and safe so we can start placing it. Doesn't matter where we are in the system. Well, might as well pick a planet or something. As long as we locals clear and everything looks good. Right, so I've already selected the planets out previously. We're looking at the selection process. Is basically, I'll show you in a minute, and basically what I do is you find what planet you need to produce whatever product you want to produce. And okay, this is lava planet. I'm going to be producing miniature electronics on here, and let's get rid of these windows because we're cloaked up, so we shouldn't be bothered. If anything comes up, I'll see it in my overview anyhow. And we are basically going to be looking at producing miniature electronics, so it's going to require plastic magma, and if it ever loads, just have a do the control the what grades it shows us beforehand, and non-CS crystals. Now what I've done beforehand with this planet is to produce one product in quantity you need a good hotspot for both products that you need, and anything really round about that mark on the scale when you've got your planetary advanced planetology at level 4 or 3 is usually what you need. This is going to yield you what you need to keep a constant production going, and that's the idea. You will need a constant production going all the time, never stopping, never ceasing, and it's a boatload of product, let's put it that way, you'll be creating. So what we do is before we start putting the command center down, we're going to look around, try to find two hotspots for the same resource that are relatively close enough together. So I'm looking at the rarer one, the CS crystals. Even though you can see here, even though it's quite a lot of it on the planet, very spread out. so you don't get hot spots. What we're looking for is hot spots, and if we look at it on another method and look at the base metals, which is quite low, I'm probably sure there's much stronger hot spots here, and we've got hot spots again, so this planet would be great for that as well. And then heavy metals, more resource, but hotspots might not. No, pretty good hotspots as well, so we could also make construction blocks on this planet. So I'm going to stop rambling, and right, it was somewhere around here there was a good hotspot, I think. And just basically flicking around the planet. Yeah, basically flicking around the planet, sort of finding a good spot. Here will do. That'll do. So we zoom in a bit. Yep, that'll do. Just around here then. I just want to put our command center down. Yeah, just there. Anywhere will do. We're not going to link it in with the rest of the It'll only really useful so you zoom in to the spot where your colony is produced. Okay, so before we place it down, I am going to upgrade it fully, and that's something else you probably require to do this. You can stretch it out with a level 4 skill, but level 5 and command center upgrades is very useful for one, allowing you to make mistakes, and two, giving you the flexibility to build how you like. So first off, let's place the extractor control units. This will put it nice and in between those hotspots there. These might move around a bit, but I can be assured that the resource will be somewhere in this area around here. And then we'll go and scan for the magma. And it can be relatively close, but we don't want it too close, because I want to get the biggest sample of hotspot I can, and because that one might move up there or something like that, or might completely dissipate, and that will screw up my game if I've only focused on the top area of the hotspot. Put that there, and also we need space between the two extractors so that we can place the factories and storage units around. So I've got that down, and now we want to start just sort of building the layout now. So we'll place one storage unit here, and that's going to store, because that's going to store all the product that these extractors will be resourcing out of the planet. It'll be resourcing vast amount, and you'll never be able to use it all, but if you put it into a storage unit, it will fill it up very quickly, and it will give you a good day before you have to restart a cycle again to start to keep the product flowing, to keep your factories working. And now we're just going to place two basic factories down. We'll go over that a little bit later. Just like that, just keeping them in line. You can see where I'm going here. Alright, I'm going to place the spaceport down now, right in the very centre. Of course, spaceports will probably change soon, so I'm going to have to build some planetary customs offices, which will probably yield me even more profit, and then just make basic links between them. Just one long line, and that will allow us to get the product between them. Don't do any more links than this. The basic rule with links is as few as possible, so I've worked it out as that being as few as I need. I could possibly group them all together, but I like this way because you could see the flow. You could see that this extractor unit will be flowing towards that spaceport. That extractor unit will be flowing towards this spaceport. So it makes sense in your head when you're doing it. Right. So that checks out. I'll upgrade this link before we submit it, because I'll have to upgrade it anyhow. because the flow of resources from the extractors will be quite significant compared to the other ones. And we'll submit that. So there we go, money's gone out of my bank account now, I'm committed. And we're going to go on to the first extractor, and this one was CS crystals. I'm going to just set up the production cycle for this one, and then we'll do the next one, and then we'll pop in. So we're going to put 5 extractors down. You can do with 4 if you've got a very, very good hotspot, but I like to just keep things working in parallel with each other so we don't get any problems. So I'll put it 2 days, 1 hour, and that allows me to get 30 minutes cycle times. If we go any higher, we've got 1 hour cycle times, which hampers production a little bit. I need to keep it often and a lot. So every 2 days, 1 hour, you will need to reset this process. I think that's plenty of time to be able to do that, and it fills up a silo quite quickly. So what we've got here is I'm just popping over the hotspot there. That'll do. Well, actually, may as well go for the bigger one. And what we can see is these numbers up here, 200, anything really above 170 for all the extractor pins. That's what these things are. These are the pins. Will produce enough to fill up a silo. So we install that program there, and we'll just go on to the other one. So that's all set up. Don't have to worry about that again. Phelestic magma. If I'm even pronouncing that right. Probably should have done my research before I started making this video, but never mind. Put it to 2 hours 1 day again, so they're both in synchronization. When I press the submit button, they're both going to be working in synchronization, both producing this all relatively the same amount, as it's filtered through the silo anyhow, so it doesn't matter. So we can see up here we've got more than we need, so we don't really need to worry about placement. It doesn't have to be on the hotspot. It's going to overfill the silo regardless of what we do. You could say that's a waste, but I just think it's controlling the amount that you're getting. You're never going to use up that much unless you've got like something like 18 planets.